obviously the tension then comes when it gets to the control and access of information. And people perhaps in the clinical level would suggest that we don't want the patients to see certain types of information, and the patients would say, I want to get access to everything I can. How do you govern that in that context?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. I mean, we have the benefit of being able to get together people who've got shared records and ask them their opinion. So we actually have consumer groups and ask them, you know, that's how we set up our model. I think there is a complete different opinion of those who are the walking well, who you can afford to have a very theoretical opinion on what privacy should and shouldn't be when you're well, and you've got no current comorbidities, and you're probably not going to end up in an emergency department, and if you did, they aren't going to harm you. There's a completely different side of that argument for those people who are most likely to end up in emergency departments and who are at risk. They have a completely different opinion on privacy of information. In fact, the consumer groups our focus groups that we were working with on these issues were more concerned about the lack of information or information not being available when it was needed.
So they have a high propensity of wanting to share more information because they want to get well. They're in a very critical situation. I want all the doctors to see everything because I want to get better in a hurry. Is that the idea?
Well, basically what they're saying is, I want all the information, the best quality information to be available for anyone who's caring for me.
Right. And
we were asking privacy and security questions of them, and we were getting back answers which were what's in it for me type answers. You know, we'd say, should we be allowing the director of the emergency department to see the record because they need to do a quality check on to make sure that their clinicians are within a certain time seeing you within.
Yeah.
And they would think about that for about a nanosecond, and then go, what about if I'm unconscious? How will they know I've got one?
Yeah.
We go, no, we're asking a question around privacy and security. So they were much more. Every answer that these consumer groups tend to answer, I would probably categorise in it what's in it for me. And I think if you take that perspective, what's in it for the patient, and every one of those, and you find that if there's significant benefit for the patient, then I think there's no doubt they absolutely want that.